ain't going back. Not gonna buy into all that. Hey, hey, ain't gonna hide. Gonna let all the fear slide. Got mother nature, it's on my side. Got a whole of the loving flowing inside.
All right. It's been weeks. Feels like it's been years since I've done a video. This one's called The Power of Spirit's Love. And it reminds me of what I've been doing in all the years that I've been sharing and getting information out. It seems like I started yesterday, and it also seems like I started 1,000 years ago. I've done hundreds of videos, thousands of articles, not directly personally, but I've curated thousands of articles. I've helped put together 70, 80 print editions. We have a new service, Lost Soulmate Recovery Services, finest in matchmaking services. Campbell and I from Autodidactic, we have 9 hidden secrets to uncover your hidden power. They're all related to the same thing, getting to a place in your life where you have nothing to worry about. And by that, I mean, you may have challenges, you may have troubles, you may have health issues. We've all had one or all of the others, put together at various times in our life. I haven't come across anybody that hasn't been challenged with something, but worry never helps. And in fact, it's often worry that has brought us to the point where we get sick, where we get poor, where we get angry, where we get upset, where we get sad. These things usually have an a priori reason for happening. Generally, you don't wake up and just have a sad understanding of life. You have to think about it. I'm missing this. I would like that. Something isn't connecting for me here or there. And often enough, we put that in someone else's hands, or we put that in the hands of a monetary response, or we put that in the hands of a physical need, those sorts of things. And they're all nice, right? It's nice to have money. It's nice to have a hug. It's nice to have a nice pile of fruit if you're hungry, all sorts of things. It's nice for nice music when you're feeling sad, on a rainy day, those sorts of things. But what it really comes down to, and I don't want to call it self-love because we don't want to sound granola or new agey here, but really, if you don't love yourself, if you're not feeling full of your own power, if you're not feeling full of the potential that we're all born with, that is probably what you're missing, right? That is probably what you're yearning for. That is probably what the sadness or the anger or the lack of desire to get up and go, the lack of desire to do something, where that comes from. And I have seen, like the sun, spirit or power or the all of everything, whatever you want to call the great creator, if you believe in that or not. But it seems to me, we didn't happen by accident. Things are too wonderfully complicated and too beautifully crazy at times for it not to have had some intelligent design behind it, in my opinion. And when you take that into account, you can see, like the sun, spirit's love shines on all of us equally, right? It comes down, it goes, here you are, here is life, here's what you need. Nobody gets a challenge they can't overcome. I've felt, so I don't want anyone to think like I'm, looking down my nose or up my nose or what have you, and on a high horse, because, I've had challenges like even the last month, June was crazy, physical, mental, spiritual, currency, moving, locational, like all of those things have been challenging me. And there are times when you feel like you can't get up, when you can't face the day, when you might as well just give up and run away. But that won't solve the challenges of what you came into this body, into this plane, into this planet to accomplish. I really do feel we've all come here to accomplish something. What that is would be up to each of us, the individual. I think our parents gave us a little bit of dysfunction to a lot of dysfunction. I haven't met anybody that hasn't gained some sort of dysfunction from their parents. And you can repeat the dysfunction, which a lot of people do. You can call it ancestral trauma if you like, or you can grab the dysfunction, look it straight in the eye and fix it. And that doesn't mean you fix it on the outside. That doesn't mean you tell people what to do. That doesn't mean, you look for something to make you feel better. It means you go inside, you see where you've made the left when you want to make a right, or the right when you want to make a left. And by that, I mean the choices you've made all the way back, to when you first started breathing, maybe even before, and to see where those choices have led you or not, to see how they've made you happy or not. And by happy, I mean, have they fulfilled the purpose for which you made that choice, right? Did you want to be happy? Did you want to be rich? Did you want to be loved? Did you want to be healthy? Did you want to be secure in your own skin. You get to take your own measure of what it is you're measuring. And you even get to decide how you measure. I mean, it's an interesting life that we get to live here and that we all get to see for ourselves what it is we want to do, how we want to be, and where we want to go, how we want to grow. And by that, I mean what you feel like accomplishing, during birth and death and what happens in the middle. Uh, I would like to say it's up to us. It's up to you. It's up to me. It's up to the all of everything to decide for us how we're going to get there. I mean, we all get challenges. Things seem to happen out of nowhere, but how we approach the challenges, how we stand up every day, how we accomplish what we need to accomplish, how we do what we feel like doing is something that's up to each of us. I don't feel, and I'm talking to myself here, I'm only looking into a camera and looking back at myself here, even though, thousands of people could be watching this at some point, but we don't get a challenge we can't overcome. We don't get a problem we can't fix. We don't come across something that seems horrible that we can turn into something better. And sometimes that just means not going there, right? If you don't like a job, don't go there. If you don't like a relationship, you can stop it. If you don't like a health situation, you can make it better, right? If you don't like anything about your life and something is telling you it's not how you wish to be, you can change it. Now, you can't change other people. You can't change circumstances. In my opinion, you can't change anything but yourself. So you can go in and you could see what brought these circumstances to you. Were you mean when you thought you were being loving? Were you grateful when you were being the opposite? Were you needy when you thought you were giving? Were you expecting when you shouldn't expect anything from anybody except to expect the best of yourself for yourself in each situation? You have to decide, and by have to, I mean if you want to see a clear choice or a clear path towards a better life, you need to see what brought you to where you are in the moment. And always, spirit is waiting with an answer. The cacophony in our head, the thoughts that we have bled are the echoes of habits past. If you get over those, if you quiet yourself, take a long walk, go into the woods, go for a forest, go for a swim, whatever it takes, do some dancing or singing, do some art, well, whatever it takes for you to find some peace inside will usually allow new answers, new inspirations in spirit, to come, spirit's love and give you at least a hint or a notion or an idea. If you're low on energy, maybe you need to find ways to get higher on energy. Could be simply walking more every day or exercising more or learning to eat better or stopping a habit or gaining a new determination for what you're going to do as opposed to what you've done because you don't like the way your life has gone. So instead of trying to run away, although that could be a good answer if you need to, when monsters chasing you, it's good to run away. But mostly I feel it means to decide for yourself on a moment by moment basis where you need to go, how you need to go, and how you can get there. Is help waiting? Always. Is it the way you expected? Almost never. Might not come from a person, might come from a book, might come from an idea, might come from a wagging tail from a dog, might come from a bird that makes you sing or sings for you, makes you happy. The bottom in the changes that most of us would probably like to see is that if we stop judging how we expect them to come, they can show up in ways we never thought we always wanted. It's why I started working with Lost Soulmate. My wife, who is my soulmate, came in ways I didn't expect. She showed up out of the blue, even though I was asking for that kind of a relationship. And it helped me to grow even recently, last few days again, in ways I never expected to. Mostly, if I'm going to be honest with the people, I'm going to look directly in the camera here. It's to see how I haven't been so good. Okay. It's to see how I haven't been so loving. It's to see how I haven't taken the chances I need to take. It's in seeing how I've had to accept my role and all the bad things that happened in my life so that I can change. How if I was too lazy or I made the wrong choice, and by wrong I mean not loving. If I made, an easy choice when it should have been harder, or a harder choice when it should have been easier, if I continued on with something I shouldn't have, if I stopped something I should have done more of, if I judged someone, or if I judged myself, or if I judged the world, or if I acted in ways, that was not loving to the people who have helped me, and I've done all of those things thousands of times. I'm almost ashamed to admit, but on the other hand, I have to admit the truth. of how I've been not good so that I can become better, so that I can see, the power of Spirit's love, which is what we're calling this video. In that Spirit's always going, you can do it, you can do better. Here's an opportunity, here's a challenge, here's a way, here's a means. You're not always going to like it. Your head may hate what's in front of you, whatever that is, but it doesn't really matter, right? The opportunity is always there. If you pick yourself up, if you decide that you're going to do better than your best, if you decide that you're going to grow, if you decide that you're going to get to somewhere new, if you decide you would like to do it, if you need some help, ask for some help. If you need some direction, ask for some direction. If you're not sure what to do, that's okay. We've all been there. Sometimes you have to sit quietly and wait for the next inspiration to hit you. If you're not sure, do anything. If you make a mistake, go the opposite way. What I'm basically saying is we have the potential. We're born with everything we need. From what I've seen, if you are not successfully happy in the ways that you feel you should be successfully happy, you have the power inside you. You have the abilities with Spirit's help. And by that, I mean with Spirit's direction and inspiration to move towards where you would like to go. I don't think any of us come into this crazy world, come into this world, which is obviously challenged by parasites and monsters and systems that aren't for your benefit, without also having the ability to somehow overcome and to somehow move somewhere better. Is it easy? No, not at all. It's taken me years, blood, sweat, and tears, and I still fail all the time just to succeed occasionally. But I'm smiling because I see that I have all the love I need, and I always have. I just have to give what I want. If you want more love, give more love. If you want more energy, give more energy. If you want more stability, give more stability, right? If you want more abundance, give more abundance. And it doesn't have to be, a dollar or a piece of gold. It could be, an abundance of love, an abundance of food, an abundance of laughter, an abundance of good times, an abundance of support. Everyone has something that they can give, and you get what you give because you tell the world it's there. When you tell the world it's there, the world goes, that's right, it is. And then Spirit comes and gives you a big hug. Could be a metaphorical hug, could be a real one. And that can allow new possibilities to blossom where there weren't, or there wasn't, or there may not have been ones you saw before, but are suddenly there now. All right. Power of Spirit's love. It's here for me. It's here for you. It's here for all of us. I'm going to keep this a short one. Like I said, I haven't done a video in a few weeks. I don't know if I'm going to do another one. I may and I may not. We'll see how it goes. But I wanted to get this out there. Please like and subscribe. lostsoulmate.com. There'll be some links below. Check it out. We have lots of new information on the newagora.ca. Check that out. I'll leave all the links below. You've all been here before, probably most of you. So, if you want to send some comments, we'll see about doing more. I'm happy you're here. I love you all very much. Thank you for your participation. I appreciate it. Cheers for now, Lorenzo.
Can't make me lie to my heart. No one tells me where I should start.